Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. Today we're going to discuss the fable, the monkey and the cat. And we will answer 10 analysis question about the story. First, let me introduce ourselves. I'm Saffa Kamila and here's my partner.
My name is Shinta Wulandari.
Okay, uh, we'll begin with retelling the story first. So, story is the monkey and the cat. Once upon a time, a cat and a monkey lived as pets in the same house. They were great friends and were constantly in all sorts of mischief together. What they seemed to think of more than anything else was to get something to eat. And it didn't matter how much to them how they got it. One day they were sitting by the fire watching some chestnut roasting on the hearth. How to get them was the question. I would gladly get them, said the cunning monkey, but you are much more skillful at such things than I am. Pull them out and I'll divide them between us.
She stretched out her paw very carefully, pushed aside some of the cinders, and drew back her paw very quickly. Then she tried again, this time pulling a chestnut half out of the fire. A third time, and she drew out the chestnut. This performance she won from several times. Each time, tearing her paw severely as fast as she pulled the chestnuts the fire. The monkeys ate them up. Now the master came in, and away scampered the rascals. Mistress Cat with a burnt paw and no chestnuts. From that time on, they say, she contented herself with mice and rats and had little to do with Sir Monkey. The flatter seeks some benefit at your expense.
Okay, so that's the story of the monkey and the cat. Now, let's begin with answering the question. For the first question is, who is the main character in the story and how would you describe that, Sinta?
For question number one, I think the main characters is the cat and the monkey. To me, the monkey is very sneaky, selfish, and likes to trick people with nice words. But the cat is too innocent and easily fooled because she likes paying price, and in the end, it's just hurts her.
Wow, that's a great description of both characters. Even though the story is short, their personalities are very clear, right? The monkey uses his intelligence in a dishonest way, while the cat's trusting nature becomes her biggest weakness. Okay, let's move to question two. What is the main problem faced by the main character?
Moving on, question two. The clear problem is how to take the house set news out of the fire without getting burned. But if we look closer, the real problem for the cat is that she's being used by her own friend, the monkey, to do the dangerous job.
Oh, yeah, I agree. The physical challenge of taking the chestnuts is only part of the problem. The deeper issue is that the cat doesn't realize she's being manipulated until it's too late. Now we move to the third question. Why do you think the main character made that decision?
For question number three, why did the cat decide to pull the chestnut? I think it's because she felt happy when the monkey praised her. The monkey said she was more skillful, and she also believed his promise the that they would share the food together.
Well, that's a very important point. Sometimes people make poor decisions yeah, because they want approval from others, and the monkey knew exactly what to say to convince the cat to do what he wanted. Okay, next we move to the fourth question. What motivates the main character's action?
For number four, about their motivation, they have different reasons. The monkey is just greedy and lazy. He wants the food but doesn't want to get hurt. And meanwhile, the cat is motivated by hunger, friendship, and a bit of pride. She wants to show that she's actually good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Their motivates are completely different, and that's what creates the conflict in the story. One character wants all the rewards with effort, while the other is trying to help and prove herself. And next, we move to the fifth question. Do you agree with the main character's choice? Why or why not?
Last one for number five. I totally disagree with the cat's choice. It was a bit foolish of her to keep talking the chestnut even though her paw was already burning. Plus, she could see the monkey was eating everything. She should have stopped immediately.
Okay, that's true. Looking back, it's easy to see that the cat should have stopped sooner, but sometimes people continue making a bad decision because they have already invested time and effort into it. Now we move to question six. Sinta,
Okay. Uh, question six. What strengths and weaknesses does the main character have?
so the cat has several strengths. She is skillful, brave, and willing to help others. We can see this when she carefully reached into the fire to pull out the chestnuts, even though it is dangerous and painful. However, the cat also has weakness. She is too trusting and easily influenced by the monkey's fleeting words. Instead of questioning the monkey's motives, she believes him and does all the hard work herself. Because of this, she ends up being taken advantage of.
Oh, it's a balanced analysis. The same qualities that make the cat kind and helpful also make her vulnerable to manipulation, right? Let's move on to question seven.
Okay.
How does the main character change throughout the story?
Well, at the beginning of the story, the cat trusts the monkey and thinks they are working together as friends. She doesn't realize that the monkey is using her for his own benefit. By the end of the story, after getting a burnt paw and receiving none of the chestnuts, she learns an important lesson. She becomes more careful about whom she trusts and decides to stay away from the monkey. This shows that she grows wiser through her experience.
Oh, that's a good example of character development. Even though the cat suffers, she learns something valuable that helps her avoid similar mistakes in the future, right? Now we move question 8, right? Is this
Yes.
right? Question 8. Okay.
Yes.
Which action had the biggest impact on this story?
In my point of view, the most important action was when the cat agreed to pull the chestnut out of the fire. That decision changed everything because she took all the risk. The monkey was able to enjoy all the rewards without doing any work. If the cat had refused or questioned the monkey request, the story would have had completely different endings.
Oh, absolutely. One decision can complete change the outcome of a story. And in this case, that single choice led directly to the cat's loss and the monkey's gain. Um, and then next to question number 9. If you are the main character, what would you do differently?
If I were the cat, I would be much careful before agreeing to help because I'm the I have trust issue maybe. I would ask myself why the monkey wanted me to do all the risk work while he simply sat there waiting for the chestnuts. I would probably suggest that we work together or make sure we agreed on a fair way to share the chestnut before I did anything. I think it's important to think critically and not let compliments or sweet words influence our decision too quickly. By doing that, I could avoid being tricked and protect myself from getting hurt.
I like that answer because it's focused on fairness and critical thinking. It's always a good idea to question situation where one person takes all the risk while another person gets all the benefits. Now we move to last question. What lesson can be learned from the main character's experience?
So there are several valuable lessons in the story. First, we should be careful of people who use flattery to get what they want. Not everyone who praises us has good intentions. And second, true friendship should be based on fairness and respect. A real friend would never let someone else to do all the work while taking all the rewards, um, as the monkey does, as the monkey did. Third, we should think carefully before making decision, especially when there are risks involved. And finally, mistake can teach us important lessons. The cat's experience was painful, but it helped her become wiser and more curious in the future.
Oh, that's an excellent conclusion. Even though the monkey and the cats is a simple fable, it teaches us an important lesson about truth, friendship, fairness, and decision making. The story reminds us to be careful of people who try to take advantage of us and to think critically and carefully before acting, right?
Yes. Okay. Thank you for listening to our discussion today. We hope you enjoy this analysis of the monkey and the cat. See you in the next episode. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you, Sinta.
Thank you, Safa.